Audience is, how do we attract and retain residents in Decatur's urban core, especially in the neighborhoods that feed into the Decatur school district?
Absolutely. So as I alluded to earlier, I'm 24 years old. I am a product of DPS 61 schools. I got my college degree and I'm still staying here in this community. You know, one of the biggest things that we deal with here in the city of Decatur is brain drain, if one will. Young individuals that go to college often do not see Decatur as an attractive community to come back to come spend their dollars, to come raise their family in. This is the perception that we have to change. And that's changed in numerous ways. One, some of the things that we've already talked about, directly investing in these neighborhoods, directly spending time in these neighborhoods. And we'll see the effects of such dramatically, if you ask me, you know, whether that is from a public safety angle, getting more police officers in our community, in positive regards, making sure our police department looks like that community itself. You know, we want to see neighborhoods that have issues, make sure someone is spending time, energy, and effort there. One, on behalf of the police department, but two, behalf of the city, and three, the neighborhood. We have to get people involved in these projects, and that's what we've been doing. We've been making great strides, and these issues are not going to be solved overnight. I will promise you that. You know, me getting on the council doesn't mean that the situation is going to be solved by April 15th or whatever the situation is. But we have to work proactively and consistently towards that goal in the long run. And that is a whole holistic approach, bringing them in, bringing the community to the table, involving them in that process, investing in their lives, their material conditions, and two, like I said, bringing public safety, bringing a sense of public safety to the neighborhoods, and that's done in a numerous multitude of ways. One which I would love to expand upon, but I'm going to get cut off here soon. So I'll make sure to cover that in the next questions. If not, please get with me afterwards. You know, these are the things that I'm incredibly passionate about. This is my life, so to speak. So I'll be here till 10:30 at night if I need to talking about these issues. So please do ask me. Thank you.
Yes, in that question, we need to continue to work together as a community. We got to get all the agencies involved to come together and collaborate together to solve the city council can't do it by itself, the school board can't do it by itself, the Macon County Health Department can't do it by itself. We need everyone working together to solve any issues we have in Decatur to make Decatur attractive to anybody wanting to come. Not all that leave don't come back. I'm 71 years old. I left the city with my job several times and went to several communities, but I came back home because I still believe Decatur is a great place to be and a great place to live and a great place to raise a family. But it takes us all working together to solve whatever issues that we have, to improve our school system, to improve our streets, that people will still want to come to Decatur. We have the jobs, as the mayor said, we have the jobs that are coming back. The jobs are back. They're not Wagner's, and they're good paying new type of jobs that are back. Now we need to bring the people in to fill those particular jobs. And I believe that we can do that. I believe we will do that if we continue to work as we're going. But we do have to have a safe place for people to come. We got to have a beautiful city. We got to have good, beautiful neighborhoods. We got to try to get the tax base down. So there's things that we need to continue to do. I think our council is a good council to continue that, and I hope you'll give us the opportunity to continue what we've been doing to make things good for Decatur and better than what it is today.
Thank you, Councilman. You know, our neighborhoods didn't get in the state they're in overnight, and we've been working very diligently for about the past decade trying to make some improvements, but we've got a long way to go. We've got to have nice quality housing for people to live in where they feel safe. So that involves tearing down a lot of the derelict properties, the ones that can't be saved, as Dennis mentioned. And then we've got to have people who want to invest and can invest in our neighborhoods. I think we have a disconnect in some regards because, as Dennis and I both mentioned, we do have a lot of jobs here. We also have a lot of resources. So there are a number of people who are, let's call them underemployed. They may be working a couple of jobs, all week long, but they have the potential, if they had the resources, to move up to an even better job. We've got training dollars available, we've got agencies that can work with people, but we're not getting the message across that we're not reaching the people we need to reach. So one thing that I think we saw in a big way was when Acorn Manufacturing announced they were shutting down 2 plants, putting about 450 people out of work immediately. People with no severance, no insurance, nothing. We had a crisis team that came together within probably about 20 minutes to say, okay, What can we do? How do we get resources to these people? What are the job opportunities? Because it's hard. You've never been unemployed. Where do you go to sign up for benefits? What do you do if you don't have insurance? How do you make this work? But we were able to pull together and get a one-stop shop resource page up online. We had the Workforce Investment Solutions people had their rapid response team in place within hours for the next morning. We had a job fair open up at Milliken to those Acorn employees. So we can do that. People need good jobs so that they can invest in homes and be able to own those homes, take pride in their neighborhoods, and that is how we can tear down all the houses we want, but if we don't invest in our people and get them to where they can buy their own homes and own those neighborhoods, we won't win. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I think specifically to our neighborhoods, we've already started to do the work, but the mayor's right, it's gonna take a lot more time. We've torn down a lot of houses, as Councilman Cooper said. One of the other things that we have done is we know who owns these other lots within those communities, and so we have worked with those owners to get our lots aligned so that we will have more lots in a block, and not just spread out in a shotgun fashion. By doing that, then, it does allow us to talk to developers and say, how can you help us invest in our community? Mayor's also right. We have to be working with DPS 61. That's imperative. And workforce development. One of the things that we have done and we're in the process of doing now right here in this building is putting together a maker space. We do have a commitment from Richland Community College to offer some workforce training right here at the library. We know that individuals won't always go out to Richland. I knew when I went back as an adult, it's kind of a scary place to walk in the door. But if we move those training partnerships closer to home, where it's more convenient, where they're comfortable, I think we can get more people to work and therefore investing in our community. Another thing that we have done in working with DPS 61 is put together kind of a Pacific Institute training. And so we have, through that contract, asked someone to come and teach our children, our students, what it means to make good choices. Because by not making good choices, you're going to end up with bad consequences. So it's not just a one element that fixes the downtown. It's a combination of many of those things coming together. And I really think that we are working together. And as the mayor said, we have seen this community rise to the challenge time and time again.
Last month, I attended a chamber event with about 25 young professionals. And the question I asked them, how many of you live in Decatur? Almost every one of them raised their hand, which was a pleasant surprise. But one of the issues, and it's been brought up, is housing. Many young professionals not necessarily want to move into a house. They want to have nice apartments, and that's what one of their gripes was. So that's something that we have to work on with developers and things like that. And to keep young people in Decatur, we want them, as they grow families. But it's been brought up, and I have to be honest, and all of you know, a lot of people, young people don't want to put their children in the Decatur public schools. So we need to, hopefully the new board will start doing some things that's elected, because we want to keep our young people, and they'll stay in Decatur if they have good schooling. So that's important. And as you all know, cities our size and even a little larger, it's tough to get young professionals to move there. Look at ADM moved their world headquarters up to Chicago. Caterpillar moved theirs up to Chicago. Tate & Lyle moved their North American headquarters up there, because young people want to live in large cities. It's just one of those problems. We have to face that. And even finding, doctors and medical, they want to go where the money is, and it's usually in the big cities. So I wish I could have an answer for that, but as you know, Illinois is losing population. And property tax, to keep all of us, all ages in here. The city raised their property tax for this year 2.5%. Richland Community College raised theirs 8%. So that's driving a lot of people out of Illinois, the property taxes. I think we're right behind New Jersey in property tax. So again, housing, and having the jobs and finding people that actually want to work. That's another problem.
Time.
And for our next question,